Let's go to Washington, D.C., right by the United States Capitol, where Joe McCann is with one of the country's top offensive linemen.
They say there's no I in team, except maybe at Gonzaga College High School. They call themselves the Men of I, as in I Street, here just a few blocks from Capitol Hill. And here, Washington football fans can find a very familiar name blocking for one of the area's top football teams.
Richie Petitbon plays offensive line for the Gonzaga Eagles. He's grown up loving the game because as a youngster, he spent every Sunday at his grandfather's house watching NFL games.
When I was really young, I didn't even know that my grandfather or dad played football. I mean, obviously he's on Sundays, we'd, all be together watching football and stuff like that. And then, one day, my grandfather, I always realized he had this huge ring. He'd always wear it, and it was a gold ring. It had the Washington Redskins. And when I said, Grandpa, what is it? Young age, oh, what is it? You know what I mean? And he explained to me, Richie, that's a Super Bowl championship.
The man Richie calls Grandpa Football actually shares his name. The eldest Richie Petitbon played 13 years in the NFL, but he really made his mark as a coach. He was Washington's defensive coordinator for all three of the franchise's Super Bowl titles in 1982, 1987, and 1991. Football has remained an important part of the Petitbon family, from his son, Richie M. Petitbon, who played at Maryland, and now to his grandchildren.
He's Grandpa Football, so when the boys are around him, his grandchildren, it's pretty special. And obviously, because of the tradition of our family, little Richie's kind of rolled into, the whole football thing and, loves the game and works hard at the game and lifts the weights and eats properly and gets his rest. And that all kind of filters down from Grandpa Football and myself.
Today, little Richie isn't so little. He's 6'3" and over 300 pounds. And he loves the physical nature of the game.
I think it's the greatest game in the world, just the physicality, you got to compete on every play, and it's the greatest game in the world, it's the greatest team game, and I love football, love getting physical, love competing.
I didn't get sacked once. He blocks every single time. There was not one time where I had to worry about Richie getting beaten, but having him is definitely one of the best gifts I have at Gonzaga.
Richie's dominance is more than just a result of his size. He puts in the time to make sure he's in the kind of physical shape he needs to be in to be recognized as one of the nation's best prep offensive linemen.
One of the most important things is his work ethic. He's a competitor. He realizes that good is good, but great is great. Good is an enemy of great, and he wants to be great.
And if you want another example of his athleticism, he's also a standout in basketball, and he was second in the D.C. area in scoring last year in lacrosse.
He's really thick, but he can move like an athlete.
It's a lot going on, but I love Gonzaga. I love all the students here. I love my teammates, and just being able to represent the purple and white every season is just it's a privilege and an honor for me. It's a lot of fun playing all the different sports. It keeps me in shape, keeps me athletic, and I love it a lot.
His athleticism caught the eyes of several top college coaches, but when Nick Saban and Alabama offered, it didn't take long for Richie to commit to the Crimson Tide.
He has a particular eye for talent, and he has a way of getting the most out of them.
Nick Saban is probably, if not one of the greatest coaches to ever coach, but definitely the greatest coach right now, and just such an honor and a privilege for me to be able to play for Coach Saban. And it's a great place, and not only football, but a great academic school, and it's just gonna be a really, really great place.
The academic aspect is important to Richie and his family because he knows football will end eventually.
I think everyone's goal is to play in the National Football League, the NFL. But the NFL stands for not for long, and you never know what's going to happen. So going to a school like Gonzaga and going to a school like the University of Alabama, it's going to be great backup for me, and that's the main goal, is to be successful in life.
But it could be a while before Richie has to hang up his cleats. Combine his work ethic with Alabama's track record of cranking out NFL prospects, and he could be playing the game for a while.
Well, he wants to play in the National Football League. You got to take it one step at a time. And we joked with Coach Saban, he's not going to have to de-star Richie Petitbon. He's going to go down there with a good attitude, hard work, and realize that those kids down there are super athletes and great football players too, and he's got to earn everything he gets. But the reason for an Alabama is that if you are successful at Alabama, you might have an opportunity at the next level with the National Football League.
And who knows, if things go just right, young Richie might get his own Super Bowl ring that he could show off to Grandpa Football. In Washington, D.C., I'm Joe McCann.